Good evening, everyone. Jewel here with you. We're going to check out with the tropical update now. We're looking at the latest satellite picture. Now, one thing I want to point out. Remember yesterday I said, remember that Gonzalo was like little teeny tiny storm. Well, here is 90L2. Look at this. This is a huge storm, folks. Look how big this is. Well, right now it's got 28 mile per hour winds in it. The minimum central pressure is 1,008 millibars. Now, this storm reaches much more territory than the other one you just went through down in the Windward Islands. Now, this has the winds reach out in this area right now around 172 miles. Well, it's going to grow. Now, what we see is all this dry air. You know what this sucker's done? Let me tell you what. All morning long, it may have come down, and we're going to go over to the National Hurricane Center. It may have come down maybe 10% of it intensifying, but don't let that fool you. This particular is so big, it kind of made its own little safety zone, and it's been pushing this dry air away. Some is finally starting to mix in with it, but it has been pushing it away the whole time. Well, once it gets over, let's take this off a second right quick here. Once it gets over this area here, there's not going to be any, and it will intensify even more. But there's all kind of scenarios, and that's what I'm going to tell you and show you all about right now. Well, let's check out this is just the visible satellite. When we click it onto the infrared satellite, let's see what happens. Now, you can see this right up in here. This is the dry air, okay? You can see it looks nothing compared to the size of this storm. This storm, I'm telling you, has been pushing the stuff away from it. It's been there the whole time, but now finally a little is mixed in with it, and it may bring it down maybe 10% or so. So let's go check it out from the National Hurricane Center. What is their prediction of the forecast with 92L? And here we have it. This sitting on the 5-day track. But let's see what they're saying. The shower activity associated with this area of low pressure located about 1,000 miles east of the Windward Islands has changed a little in organization to become somewhat more favorable for development in the next few days, and a tropical depression or a tropical storm is likely to form during that time. Now, the system's forecast to move westward to west-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's a good clip, folks, and it could bring heavy rain to portions of the Leeward Islands by late Wednesday. Regardless of the development, though, everybody in the Lesser Antilles, you should continue to monitor the progress of this system. Now, it has come down a little bit. The formation in 2 days was up to 80%, and the formation for 5 days was 90%. So it has come down 10%. That's because of that dry air. But as you can tell, they're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. The environmental conditions are going to keep going and turn it into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Okay, folks, here's the deal. I'm just telling you what I found, what I see. I'm not predicting anything anywhere. I'm just going to tell you what could happen. You need to watch this. I'm just telling you. There's 3 scenarios. The scenario yesterday has kind of gone out the window because the cool air that was supposed to come down and cool off the mid-Atlantic and the East Coast, well, it's not happening in North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, anywhere like it should yet. It should have been coming in this weekend. This weekend is going to be hot, though. It's not going to affect this storm one way or the other. Now, scenario number 1. You see how wide this band is. Now, it could go It's going to be hard to see in this red, but it could go over the islands in this area, right in here, and then go across the Dominican Republic, and then shift back down, come over, and maybe, I'm just saying maybe, it looks like it could, I'm not saying it's going to, go in the Gulf. That's scenario number 1. Now, scenario number 2. It could jog a little bit more to the south and come down a little bit closer to Venezuela, come up, and just dissipate. Now, another scenario. The most likely scenario is scenario number 3. Let me take this off right quick. I'm thinking right now, from everything that I've gone over, this is going to go up, maybe brush these areas of the Lesser Antilles right in here, maybe brush a little of Puerto Rico, but come up and get up and maybe affect some of the Bahamas. That's what it's looking like. And when it's out in this area right in here, there's not going to be any dry dust. There's not going to be any shear wind. But, however, way over in the western section of the United States, we are going to have a big dry air pocket of dust. Dry dust. A big old pocket of it. And on top of that, right around in this area, we could have some shear wind that's going to come off of the coast. Now, if they move about the same speed, the storm, once it develops, is going to start to downgrade. And at some point, it could disintegrate. All of this is up in the air. Not saying it's going to do this, by no means. You guys know how this stuff changes, just like I do. This is just a possibility. What's going to be so bad is if the dry dust pocket and the shear winds don't meet up with this, it's going to be mighty close. Coming on up, it could go to Florida. It could ride the coastline. And it could come right up and go over my house. And this looks like the most likely scenario. Not saying it's going to hit Florida, not saying it's going to hit my house. It could. It could do any of these things. So now, let's go check out some more things. Now, I've done some snooping around, and this is from the National Hurricane Center. This is all of the tracking models. Nothing but tracking models, not intensity models, not anything else, not pressure, not rain, not this nor that, just tracking models. You know I like the TVCN. That to me is one of the most accurate ones. Now, they have to put them all together, and what the TVCN does, it takes readings from the other models, and then all this math is done, and it spits out the most likely track. Now, the TVCN model, you can tell, is this little square block. Alright, it's got it going up just like I said, right around in here, right here to the Bahamas. It only goes out so many hours. That's why I'm saying it could go to Florida, or it could come up straight like the other models are having it, and it could come up and go right across eastern North Carolina. Now, I like to use my Fox Hurricane with their maps for certain different models, and this is the NAMGEM. NAMGEM. This is the Navy model, folks. They know about this stuff before everybody else does, okay? And they correspond, of course, with the National Hurricane Center. This goes out to 180 hours. So let's just bring it through. You can see the time stamp at the top. Here is the depression and the low that we're looking at right now in 36 hours, which is 92L. And they have it going up kind of like what I said I suspected. hitting these upper island areas, okay, going right over them, the very upper island areas, right before you go over to Puerto Rico here. And you can see the pressure gradients are tightening. That means it's getting stronger. But if you notice, the center of circulation for this particular model doesn't take it directly over the Dominican Republic. It kind of skirts it, sends it a little bit further north. And it's building in intensity. The darker it gets, the lower the barometric pressure. Now this has it coming right into Florida, going up into Georgia, South Carolina, and that's as far as it goes out. We'll run back just a second. This is the end, as you can see, of the hours. This is in 180 hours. Now, once again, I am not saying that this is going to hit Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. I'm just showing you this model right now. This is just a possibility. Now, let's go over to the WRF hurricane model. It's going to look a little different. Now, this particular model only goes out 72 hours. That's all it does. This is the WRF hurricane model. Alright, you can see there's hour number 172. There's your timestamp. As we go through time, let's see what happens. You can see all those horrific thunderstorm activities going on in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi I told you about in the general forecast this morning. I do hope everyone is staying safe. As we move on along, let's click through this quickly. We're going to see it pop up. Here it comes to the right side of your screen. You can see it's a much bigger storm. Much bigger storm than what you guys went through. And this has it also going in the same area. These are the models you need to go by at this time. Along with others, you have to use them all, but these are the main ones at this time. So we'll go back. This is as far as it goes at 72 hours. It does look like it's going to go north in some of the northern islands here. And it should pass over maybe a little of Puerto Rico, skirting up here around the Dominican Republic. Skirting it, not hitting it. Going up into the Bahamas, affecting them. Could go to Florida. Could go to North Carolina. I feel that everyone from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, everyone who lives along the coastlines of these states, as of now, please keep abreast of what's going on with 92L. Also, for all of my friends down on the islands, you are going to get some of this. It may be a tropical depression when it goes over you, however, it may be a tropical storm. So still, make sure you have all your supplies up, you have plenty of water to last you for a while in case you need it, you have your kits ready and your plans made. I am stressing this to you now because it could be to your house by Wednesday. So please, you see the cone. This is from the National Hurricane Center. It could go anywhere in this area. Looking like it's going to go more to the north, but that doesn't mean that's necessary. It could come down a little bit and come down here and go over in the Gulf before it's over. Doesn't mean it's still going to be a hurricane or anything bad, but it could be. Now, I feel strongly like before this storm is over, it will be a tropical storm at least. Who knows? It could be a hurricane. We're going to have to wait and see. It all depends on what I told you. If this dry air that's coming in from the west and the shear winds meet up with it when it gets around right in this area here. If they don't meet up, everybody look out. It will be not good. There's not going to be anything up here if this doesn't come down in time to stop this from intensifying to a hurricane. So, hopefully it'll come down, it'll disorganize it, maybe it'll just make it go away completely. We got to wait and see. It's going to take time. It's still too far out there. But I can guarantee my friends that are in the northern islands here, you will get some effects from this, whether it is a tropical depression or a tropical storm. So make sure you're ready and you have your things together. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, all of my regular subs and all of my new subs. I love you to death. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get my sub count up. I'm trying to get to at least 21,000, and I'm not too far away, and I want to thank you for helping me get there. Another thing I want to thank you for, which is very, very important, everyone, please share this information with your family and friends. If you live anywhere from Norfolk, Virginia to the Florida Keys, the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, or the Bahamas. Maybe you got somebody over there. Let them know what's going on. Please share this video with your family and friends and on your social media. Because, folks, this is a much wider and bigger storm that could make up than we've seen all year in the Atlantic. Keep that in mind. Don't let your guard down, and please keep up with this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope each of you have a blessed evening, a safe evening, and may each of you have so much peace, love, and kindness in your lives. I wish that for everyone in the whole world. We all need it right now. Stay safe, my friends. Thanks for everything you do for me, and thank you for watching.